Hi everybody, my name is Dean Byrne and today I'm going to be giving a speech on why I believe that college athletes should receive a salary. It's a common debate that players in the NJCAA and particularly NCAA don't get paid, yet they contribute a lot to the finance that goes on in the college. And there's a couple of things I find very interesting that I believe contribute that the fact that college athletes should be paid for their respective sports. Firstly, NCAA players are considered amateurs despite helping earn more annually than some of America's major sports. For example, Division One college soccer players and football players can earn just as much for their schools as players do playing in the NFL or the MLS in soccer. Universities pay head coaches contracts that are comparable to their professional counterparts. So with that being said, why should coaches be paid to coach in their sport, yet the players don't get paid? So there's like a lack of consistency there. Students generate money for their school through the sale of jerseys and merchandise, yet don't see even one penny of it. Um, it's clear that like in a lot of the big schools, like Division One schools and so on, that star players they're icons in their respective schools, and the fact that uh, their names are allowed to be on the jerseys and that it's been merchandise as them, yet they don't receive any money is a very sad sight. And those players, even them players who are amateurs, get put in some of the big games like the NFL games or whatever like that, and yet they don't receive any merchandise money for that. Student athletes are still expected to be upstanding in school despite their overloaded extracurricular schedule. So especially with the top athletes, we're like people they train every single day. Even me at junior college, I train every single day, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, and then sometimes we'll have games on the weekend. And with all this, we're still expected to attend every class, do all our online discussions, and yeah, maintain a GPA good enough for us to play sports. So it's a very difficult it's very difficult on student athletes, and I don't think we're given as much credit as we deserve. Most schools deem it acceptable for student athletes to miss class for nationally televised games. So, with that being said, I think there's an agenda there that obviously, if your school has been televised, it's really good publicity for the school. So, for the likes, just say if Genesee had a soccer game, for my maths class in particular, I remember this year I've missed maybe 5 maths classes because I've had soccer games, but these soccer games haven't been televised, so it wasn't even put down as an excused absence. It was marked down as just an absence. It didn't matter. Soccer wasn't an excuse for that. But if that was a nationally televised game, an email would be sent around everywhere to all my teachers, and I'd get that day off school. And I think that's like very inconsistent because basically what's that saying? It's saying like, oh, it's okay to miss this day because of your sport, but you can't miss another day because of your sport. There needs to be a certain consistency there, and obviously it's to the school's benefit. If you're going to play a nationally televised game, there's going to be people all over the nation watching your game, and yeah, the school's going to get a good name. So yeah, I just think that's very inconsistent, and it's something that has to be looked at. The NCAA earns 1 billion annually now through college sports. So if for an industry that's earning so much money, like 1 billion is a huge amount of money for any corporation, and it's earning that off amateur sports. Obviously, it has to pay its employees, and it probably pays like some money to school, but it's the student athletes that are the main source of income, and they're not seeing even one penny of that billion. So questions really have to be asked about what the NCAA do with that money, and why. If it's an industry earning that much money and its main income is from student athletes, surely it comes a time where people have to start thinking: do student athletes deserve to be paid? I also think that if student athletes were paid, that it would bring back the focus on education. Could you imagine it's like a job then? If you're going to pay people to play college sports, there's going to be an increased demand on people who want to come to college to play a sport. It's very hard at times to go out into the workforce and find an actual job, and especially find one where you enjoy working. So if you could go to college, study, and get paid for it to play something that you love, it's going to be something that everybody's going to be interested in. Anybody who has an interest in sport, be it football, golf, tennis, soccer, volleyball, or whatever, a lot more people are going to be interested in it. So I think it's something that has to be looked at. So just to conclude, I honestly do firmly believe that college athletes, depending on their level, especially Division One players in the NCAA, should be paid. I think that there's a lot of pressure on these athletes, but on the field and off the field, like in class, there's like a really big demand that's put on these students, and to juggle both academics and athletics is something admirable. So I think the students should be compensated for this, especially if, yeah, as I've mentioned before, the games that are on national TV, they definitely should be compensated for that. And with the likes of their names being sold on back of jerseys, and yeah, the school just generating a lot of money, I think for these colleges in particular, the student athletes should be paid. So that's my persuasive speech for today. I'd like to thank you all and wish you a good day.